This is the KNON4 Morning News.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our third live hour of KNON4 News. Now, how about this fantastical statement? Almost all disease can be prevented or reversed. As a result, health is a choice, and no one has to be sick. Now, that belief comes from a chemist and MIT graduate who faced his own life-threatening disease, and Raymond Francis joins us this hour to teach us how not to be ill.
And Jan Wall is going to join us later this hour as well, talking Oscars, Hollywood's biggest night tomorrow, and Jan will be here this morning to talk about that. Also, Governor Schwarzenegger apparently getting back at his critics in the administration by cutting their budgets, and the lieutenant governor's budget was cut by two-thirds. Yeah, we'll have that coming up as well. Also, auto workers in Fremont asked to take a furlough day. The union's talking about it. We'll have more on that also.
Let's check in with Henry, see what he's up to. He's still talking clam. Still to come on KNON4 News Weekend, how would you like never to be sick again?
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? We're going to talk to a scientist who says he has the answer to all of your health problems. We'll have that coming up.
Imagine if you could recover from an illness, no matter what the condition, even near death.
Yeah, it's a pretty gutsy claim, but an MIT scientist says it is possible. He's outlined his proposal in a book that's titled Never Be Sick Again. Health is a Choice. Learn how to choose it. And joining us this morning to talk about his book is author Raymond Francis. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
What has been a very successful book, and not only here in the United States, but overseas as well. You promote a program that you call Beyond Health model.
Right.
Can you explain that?
Well, we need to go beyond health because disease is eating us up alive. More than 3 out of 4 Americans have a diagnosable disease. We are one of the sickest nations among the industrialized nations. We're number 37 in the world in terms of overall health, and our health is declining. And now it's threatening to bankrupt the U.S. government. Medicare is threatening to bankrupt the government. It's bankrupting our businesses. Look at Chrysler and Ford and General Motors, and their health care cost is what's bankrupting them. So we need to do something about it. We need to go beyond health as we know it, because health as we know it is disease. So what I've designed is a very simple system. There's only one disease. And that is scientifically valid because, see, we're all made of little units of life called cells. If every cell in your body is functioning normally, you cannot be sick. It is impossible to be sick. So what we explain in Never Be Sick Again is that there's only one disease, a malfunctioning cell. There's only 2 reasons why cells malfunction. Either they're not getting enough of what they need to function properly, in other words, they're not getting good nutrition, or they're getting something that is interfering with their normal function, and we call that toxicity. So it's a simple system where every disease is really a malfunctioning cell caused by deficiency and toxicity.
So your book gives folks some simple things to do about that.
Yes.
Because it sounds like that's real simple. That's real simple to understand, and
right.
Application's got to be complicated, right?
No, the application's fairly simple too.
All right.
In fact, we're teaching this to children. We've got more than 20 schools in Massachusetts now that are teaching this to their children. That one disease, 2 causes, and how to reverse them. So, what do you want to do? You want to give your cells what they need every day. That means you've got to watch your diet. You've got to improve your diet. You've got to take some good high-quality supplements. You've got to avoid toxins. Well, we're all in toxic overload today. I mean, toxicity has now become a major cause of disease. Well, that's the bad news. We're all in toxic overload, but here's the good news. 80% of our toxic load is under our personal control. So simply by understanding where toxins come from and how to avoid them, we can reduce our toxic load by 80%. That's pretty darn good.
You mentioned in your book one of the ways to lower the toxic load is something as simple as changing shampoos.
Exactly, changing shampoo, changing toothpaste. These contain very dangerous toxins in most of them. And our carpets in our home and our upholstery and our clothing, all these things. You can take a new carpet, put it in a chamber, put mice in that chamber. The mice will be dead by morning. And yet we're buying these things.
Excuse me.
And, we're buying these things.
Toxic over there. But you know what? It sounds to me like you're taking on a lot of industries here. If you're changing whole ways of being,
yes.
from the doctor's office to other industries, I mean,
well,
that's huge change.
we have no choice. We have to turn this around. We have an epidemic of chronic and degenerative disease. It's bankrupting us. We have to do something about it. So we have to change. And that's the bottom line.
You also took aim at over-the-counter vitamins.
Yes. Well, I took over-the-counter vitamins when I was dying, and they didn't. They made me sick. So most over-the-counter vitamins are not very good. In fact, almost half of all vitamins do not dissolve on time to be of any use to the human body. Almost half.
And which leaves everybody in a quandary, because some people are trying to be healthy, and it's almost like, well, what do I do that's simple? Everything seems
Read Never Be Sick Again. it tells you how to do it. And on my website at beyondhealth.com, there's a wealth of information. It's all free. In fact, there's even a report there, talk about supplements. There's a report on beyondhealth.com that is the roadmap to choosing supplements. And you need a roadmap. And you go into a vitamin store, and it's bewildering.
It's overwhelming.
Bewildering. You need a roadmap.
Yeah.
And so we have one.
So if someone got up today, what were the three things you tell them to do today to start on that road to never be sick?
Aside from buying the book.
Aside from buying the book. I think number one that anybody can do is reduce or eliminate the amount of sugar that they eat. Okay. This is one of the most deadly poisons that anybody is exposed to on a daily basis. And when you look at what happens, when you trace the biochemistry of what happens when you eat 1 teaspoon of sugar, it is so devastating, it is so unbelievably damaging to the body that nobody would want to be in the same room with sugar if they understood it all.
Real briefly, the other two, because we're out of time.
Processed oils, the oils that we buy at the supermarket, are really deadly. The canola oil, the soybean oil, the corn oil, the safflower, the sunflower, all of these are highly processed. They're not healthy. We need to get back to pure olive oil, pure coconut oil, pure flaxseed oil.
And 3?
And, well, 3, I think, reduce the dairy. And this is the dairy people don't like this, but dairy is not appropriate for human consumption. We now know this, and Americans eat more dairy than anybody, so we have to stop it.
Raymond Francis, thank you for joining us. You're going to have a panel discussion talking about alternative treatment coming up on March 4th at Health Now Forum in Mill Valley, and the website's on your screen, beyondhealth.com. Thank you for joining us.
A wealth of information for you. Thank you very much. That was interesting.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Now, Henry's in the garden this morning, and he's trying to make healthy plants.
He's battling